Good evening and welcome back to the Weekly Comment. I am Jonathan McHugh.
And I'm Tamara Conniff.
And you are hot tonight,
Woo,
baby.
thank you. Look at the shoes.
You can't miss them.
Tonight, we have a full show for you.
It's a really big shoe.
Film, TV, and video game composer Kevin Manthei, whose credits include animated series Ultimate Spider-Man, is in the house. Plus, oh, I know, I want that.
I gotta do that.
He has two very, very special guests with him.
They're smaller than most of our normal guests, but they are special.
And they are very special.
And we also have what we call a little beach rock, or maybe tropical grunge, or I'm even going with jangle pop.
Ooh.
But the trio, the Miracals, is with us. And gentlemen, take it away.
All you.
Miracals.
Yay!
Very
Bravo.
nice. Very Santa Monica-y. They remind me of my hometown.
We will hear more from them later in the show, but now it's time.
Oh my God, what time is it?
It's time for
the news.
The Comet News.
Unbelievable.
I am super happy to report that Gotye is no longer #1 on the Ultimate chart. No, it's Carly Rae Jepsen, who has finally made it to #1 with her hit song, Call Me Maybe, which has been covered by everybody, including her mentor, Justin Bieber. Landing at #3 is American Idol winner Phillip Phillips' first single, Home, which he has publicly said he doesn't like that song. Odd. Still #3. Speaking of the Bieb, he released his newest single called All Around the World off his forthcoming album, Believe. The track features your old friend, Ludacris.
Yeah, that last photo of Bieb made him look like he was like a hair slicker from the 50s.
Well, you know.
Also, Bieb, the title song, this song is going to be the title of an NBC special, which will air June 21st, talking all about his worldwide tour, a promo tour, which we talked about last time. He had some trouble in Norway. The girls got a little fainty on him. So look for that on NBC on July 21st.
And the record drops June 19th.
There was another single coming on the 12th, and yeah, so he's pumping out those singles.
It's gonna be a summer of the Bieb.
Can't escape him.
Also,
rock and roll, old school rock and roll, your
this
stuff.
Week, I can tell you,
We
man.
saw a great movie a couple weeks ago.
And I got to see a private show on the Sunset Strip at 2:30 in the afternoon with Def Leppard.
Wow.
It was presented by YouTube. It was just, I rocked out. What can I say? I try to be
Pour some sugar on me, baby?
I tried to be industry cool, but you know, not so much. No, I sang like every single word. They played 7 songs. They are kicking off their, of course, titled Rock of Ages tour on June 20th with Poison and Lita Ford.
Yep, and Rock of Ages comes out, the film, June 15th. And next Thursday, we will have Matt Sullivan, the music supervisor, and cameo in the movie.
star. I don't know, verging on star.
Nah, I don't know about that.
He's
but
actually in the movie.
And yeah, tomorrow we'll be here cavelling all over Matt Sullivan. I will be live from Sweden, Skyping in. But
what are you doing in Sweden, and why am I not coming with you?
I'm going to see, got some business, and that night we'll be talking about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers live in Sweden.
Well,
now,
you know,
the question
put Tom
is,
on Skype with me.
do you think Tom Petty sings in Swedish? Or is he going to sing in English? What do you think? Because like when they go to a foreign country, they sing in that language?
No, not Tom Petty.
All right,
please.
just checking.
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
Next up, we have composer Kevin Manthei, but first, watch this clip of Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man airs Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern and Pacific on Marvel Universe on Disney
Which is
XD.
the boys' network.
The boys'
The
network.
girls don't watch that, but the boys do.
The boys do. Here it is. Check it out.
It's way too early for lunch. And hot dogs? You want to spoil your hulkish figure?
Some call Spider-Man a menace, but what we're seeing here today is a hero that just saved innocent people from a real monster. How do you find the courage to do your job?
Me? A wise man once told me, with great power comes great... Uh-oh.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And for the record, I would like to say, if I were a kid, even though I'm not a boy, I would watch that.
Yeah, I guess there are some girls watching the XD network, huh?
Well, I know I have 2 of them, so I know that.
So you're a true testament to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
So you've done so many different things. I mean, you've done television, you've done film, you've done video games,
Right.
and this is an animated series. I'm really interested in if there are any differences between composing for live action versus animation.
Like a feature film kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in animation you can just be broader with your with the comedy writing. You can just go over the top with the action. I mean, you think about some of the big action sequences that they just do in a 22-minute cartoon. It's like if you were to do that on a big blockbuster, you'd be like a $200 million film. You know, they're just going crazy. So you can kind of do the same thing, and it's a great place as a composer to experiment. And weekly, I just kind of get to just do my thing, and I'm not worried about, you know, like 15 executives breathing on my back and
Not a
making sure.
lot of notes coming back, is what you're saying.
I've been really lucky with
That is
this show.
awesome.
Yeah,
It helps your freedom.
It really does.
As an artist.
You know, it's like, hey, I can do what I want. You know, within reason. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this, and these people trust me. And just do my thing.
What's your primary instrument?
I grew up playing piano, trumpet, and just in the last couple of years, I was like, you know, why don't I play that rock guitar? So I bought a
Pulled
guitar,
out
I
the
bought a
rock
bass,
guitar.
and I like got the little amp and turned it up to 11 and started jamming out.
Well,
So
Generation Rex has a
Yeah.
lot of kind of like punk and heavy
Yeah.
metal. I mean, Generation Rex
Yeah, you're
airs on
right,
the Cartoon,
Generation Rex,
on the
yeah.
Cartoon Network, and
Yeah.
you mix all sorts of stuff with that.
yeah, that was fun too. A lot of, you know, it's like, you know, I was never in bands growing up, but this is my excuse to like really pretend. You know, I sit in my studio and get my little synthesizer patches up for guitar and just go crazy. And then I send it off to a real guitarist, and he actually makes it sound really
right.
good.
You mean the next level of guitarist, not a real guitarist.
Well, so I have these, we call them samples in the industry. So I load up these samples of really good sounding samples. I can really compose exactly what I want, But what's missing is just that live element. And for rock, you just can't fake it. You know, it's gotta be real. So I work with a lot of really good musicians, and we just bring it all. And these guys just, you know, kind of shred their thing and really take my sketches and make them sound awesome. And then they send me all the stems. I throw them into my digital performer, and I mix it up.
Well, we understand on Generation Rex you got a little special help from your daughter, Piper.
That's true.
And I think you also have a little special help on some of your shows from Keller.
That's
so
right.
I think they're here.
They are
Would you
here.
girls like to come and sit with us and tell us how you work with your dad?
They've been very excited all week.
Yay! Welcome to
What's
the
up,
show.
gals? I think these are the youngest guests we've ever had on the
I know, and so talented.
So what are your instruments? What do you guys play?
I play cello and piano.
And I play violin and piano.
Wow. So first let's talk about Generator Rex and sort of how that happened.
Okay. Well, so Piper was really interested in this theme that I wrote for Van Cleis, who's the major bad character on the show. And so I showed her how to play it on piano, and she figured it out, and I was like, you know, Piper, wouldn't it be cool if you like helped me, and like, what if you wrote a variation on it? So. And
what did you think when Dad asked you that? Speaking in the mic.
I don't know. Well, I want to impress him and make something, so I came up with 2 different things.
Wow. And were you impressed, Dad?
Yeah, actually, so she kind of kept the same chord progression, and then she did new themes on top, new melodies. And I took that, and then we went into my studio, and she was there while I was doing it. And I was like, so, you know, asked her, do you like this, how I'm doing this? And she's like, yeah, I like it, and, you know, whatever, Dad. You know,
were there any legalities with the studio and using child labor, so to speak, for a score?
I don't think so.
I don't know if they knew.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just did it, okay.
I talked to one of the
I think it was a
producers
home
and just
studio.
told them that, you know, that my daughter we kind of worked on something together. They was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And Keller worked on Nancy Drew, correct? So tell us about doing that.
Well, I helped my dad with Nancy Drew when I was practicing my piano, and I like to make up little songs in a minor key, and I made up this little scary song.
Ooh.
And I liked it, and I went out and I played it for my dad, and he said that might work with his Nancy Drew game that he was doing, and he played it with it, and he said that it would work.
Wow, that is
Wow.
great. I have a little daughter who's playing piano and writing songs, and I was like, come on, get it together so we can do stuff together.
Yeah.
It's you know, there's nothing I'm waiting for it. But it must be an absolutely beautiful feeling to be able to do that.
It's fun. Yeah, it's really fun.
So what's it like for you girls to then see the final product and be like, wow, I helped do that?
It was cool.
You remember when we were watching it on TV?
Yeah, it sounded really good.
And you're like, wow, I did that.
I was like, Piper, you know, the show gets like $1.3 million, $1.3 million views, you know, on a typical Friday night. And I was like, you know, whether they realize it or not, 1.3 million people are listening to something you've done. I mean, that's kind of cool. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little jaded. Kids are
what
a little
about
jaded.
And what about you, Keller, when you saw the game and you helped do the bad guy theme?
It was cool to hear my music.
Did your friends think it was cool?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully there will be many, many more family collaborations to come. And thank you, girls, for being so brave and being on the show and talking about your composing and working with your dad. And Kevin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For being on the show. We will be tuning in to Ultimate
it was
Spider-Man.
fun.
Personally, I think it's good for boys and for girls. Thank you, guys.
Composers of all ages.
Exactly. That's how we roll.
That's right.
The Miracals are going to join us, but first, watch their video to Pretend.
Good song.
swear I'll love you more than I did back then. Let's just pretend that we're in love. Let's just pretend that we're in love. Let's just pretend that we're in love. Be here to stay or tell me off. You were once mine, but now you're lost. Then I could love you every day and night. Yes, I could love you every day and night. You know I love you more than I did back then. Be here to stay or tell me off. You were once mine, but now you're lost. And I could love you every day and night. Yes, I could love you every day and night. Yes, I could love you every day and night. Yes, I could love you every day and night. Let's just pretend that we're in love. Let's just pretend that we're in love. Let's just pretend that we're in love. Let's just pretend I'll never in love. Let's just pretend I'll always in love. Let's just pretend that I might be right. Maybe let's try.
And we are back with the Miracals. Mark, John, and Will are here from the Miracals. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. And oh, well, you're not Tamara. Tamara had to leave the building, but Jason Kramer, who brought us the Miracle of the Miracals, is with us. And
Actually, I was explaining. I'm the second Darren.
And that, do you guys know what that reference means?
No,
Okay.
of course not.
Yeah, because they weren't born when that show was even on.
I'm the second Lionel from the Jeffersons.
Another obscure reference that nobody knows. Okay, good.
God.
But welcome.
Can we get any closer to that?
So, guys, you just graduated USC. How does it feel?
Feels great.
You going to Disneyland or no? You're going to the Weekly Comet.
Yeah,
That's what's happening when you graduate.
Destination. We've been in a coma for the past 4 weeks and decided to wake up and come to the Weekly Comet.
Sweet, you got done finals and look at it. Here, look here.
Yes.
So how long you guys been playing together?
We've been playing together for 3 years. It doesn't feel that long, but John and I started writing my freshman year of college, and we've been at it ever since.
Oh, that's a really long time.
Yeah, it feels much shorter than it has been.
And how many EPs do you guys have out right now?
We have 2 EPs.
You do. Talk about them.
Okay, well, the first one we recorded in our friend's basement.
Right.
For free, and that was awesome. And then the second one, which the first one's called Hermosa, we recorded it in Hermosa.
It's funny how that works. Right?
Yeah. And,
Glad you didn't record it in Oxnard.
yeah. And then the second one we recorded at our friend's house in San Clemente.
And that's
it's
called
Give Me a Chance.
Oh, so San Clemente didn't get the props. That
No, although it was still really beautiful there.
Yeah, it was definitely.
So in recording process, you did the first one track by track, right?
No, we did it live.
You did the first one live, and the second one is also live, or was that?
We did a lot of drum replacements on the first one though because the drums sounded like poop.
And why'd you want to do live rather than do track by track?
It's much more fun that way. Much more fun to play live.
Much more fun. USC, right?
Well, yeah, that's what they paid their parents paid a lot of money
exactly.
to get that verbiage.
Scholarships.
Oh, I like that. Scholarship kids, I like that. I have a question for you. Do you guys gig around a lot, or you just mostly been playing the college circuit, or just keeping just recording so far?
Well, we started out mostly just playing parties for our friends. It was really casual stuff, and gradually, I guess people kind of heard our music, and we've become more in demand, I suppose. We very rarely book shows for ourselves. Mostly people just come to us and ask us to play things, which has been really great. I know it's kind of rare for a band to be able to say that, but it's been pretty great for us. And we play probably like once a week, probably. Ish.
Are you guys doing any beach parties this summer? Because this music is very beach party friendly.
We are available for beach parties. Just hit us up on
Book
our
your
email.
beach party now.
Beachpartyband.com.
I think we're playing a birthday party tomorrow.
Sweet.
Sweet birthday
It's a pool
parties.
party.
We also play birthday parties.
So you guys recently played at Bordeaux.
Yeah,
And
that was
how'd
awesome.
that turn out for you guys?
The Thai food was awesome.
Yeah.
The show was also awesome. The bands were good, and we met Chris Doritos. He was super cool,
Okay.
super nice to us, and I have nothing else to say about that.
Let's talk about this video you guys did. This is your first video, right?
Yes.
Yes.
How did the inception of the whole video come up with the frames? Because you have that on your record cover at the same time, where you have the frames on your record cover, and then you also have the frames on this video.
Well, the dudes who shot it for us just like took us out and bought us pizza, and they're like, "We want to do this video for you." We're like, "Cool." But we don't have any money. And they're like, "We'll do it for free." And then they told us their concept. And I think a couple of people have told us their concepts for like videos, and we were like, "No, that doesn't sound very
So
cool." But the
righteous
frame,
dudes that do it for free, and yet you call them dudes. What's their names?
Dave Seeger and Mike.
Carnell. Yes. Man, I was gonna go. Oh yeah. So they like tried to explain to us this concept,
Right.
and I didn't get it at all. I'm not sure if you guys got it. I mean, I got it like a little bit, but it just they sounded like they knew what they were talking about. So we were like, okay, we will trust you, and we did, and it came out with that.
The frame idea, I came up with somehow.
Oh, taking credit. I like that.
the cover or like the video?
No, the cover of
Yeah,
the CD.
yeah.
And then,
And then they drew off.
yeah.
Cool.
So what
I
do
don't
you
know how I
think?
came up with it.
I think the Miracals have a potential future. Young,
Thank you.
handsome, good
Hopefully we'll
pop
be here
sounding music. I'm a fan.
Well, you guys used to be called the Smiles. What was the change from that?
We became unhappy.
They became frowners.
Big, depression as a group.
Yeah, our
Xanax
next
kicked
EP
in
is
and-
called Blue.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm serious. It's because
Serious.
He's not kidding.
Make that record called Oxnard next week.
We got in a legal battle with another band. And they tried to sue us, and we were like, we're those guys who do everything for free, so obviously we have no money. And we were like, we're not going to get into this, so we're going to pick another name.
There you go. It's called the Path of Least Resistance.
Yes. Well, actually, we resisted for about a year, and then we accidentally got a show of theirs canceled, but hopefully they're not watching right now. I mean, they know that.
And if they are, who cares? So,
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're here, they're
They count.
not. So.
Yeah.
Oh. That'll put some not smiles on their faces. Anyway, thanks for coming in, guys. Really appreciate it. And
Thank you for having us.
spread the word. Miracals.
Next EP, when's that coming out?
Next EP is coming out July 10th. It's called Blue, and it's a video EP. We shot it in our living room, so it has a huge video component, and we're pretty stoked about it because it's really cool.
And where can they find that?
You can find it on YouTube, or you can find it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Miracals, Miracals.
And why the Miracals? How'd
TH.
the name come up?
We had a
huge
big list of names
It was
that we
just one of those things you could all vote on it and say,
Exactly.
Yeah,
That-
we went through like
I
5
love
rounds
those
of
questions.
voting,
Yeah.
and we came up with this sweet voting system, 1 through 5, and then we averaged it all out. And there was a lot of
So
math that
basically
went
the
into
stuff that you used in college, you were able
it. Yeah,
to...
we applied our college.
God, I'm happy about
learning
that.
to-
When those degrees actually come into play, I love it.
A lot of calculus used.
Anyway, guys, thanks. You want to play one more song, maybe?
Absolutely.
That'd be sweet. All right, Miracals, get ready. One more song. What's the next song? What's the title of the song you're going
It's
to play?
called Friends.
Friends. How many of us have them? Let's be friends. All right, we'll get set up for the Miracals, and I will talk to my boy Jason about what up, any shows you've been going to?
Yeah,
anything?
man. You know, I just went and saw Ben Howard last night.
And how was that? You've been raving about him for weeks
Ben
now.
is great, man. This guy is unbelievable. A singer-songwriter from West London. He just did 2 shows at the Troubadour, sold out for both shows. The Bahamas were the opening act. But man, you know, it's very rare that you actually would see a lot of artists play live where they will have the audience, especially new artists like that, where the audience knows every lyric, every song, knows the phrasing of him, and that's how the show was. Even though it was a standing room only, it was definitely a standing ovation show. So
It's great. And I will be in Vegas this week with 100,000 young ravers for the EDC. All the top DJs in the world will be there, and
you on the ones and twos?
I will be pounding my fist in the air and waving it like I just don't care.
Because you don't, so you know.
And then I'll be off to Sweden, where we'll talk about the EDC and Tom Petty, and Tamara Conniff will be back with us, hosting.
The first Darren.
The first Darren. And Jason will come up with some other cool piece of music for us next week, I know.
Maybe up in St. Martin, where I'll be in. Maybe you find a little something out there.
Okay, great. All right, Jason, why don't you send it off to the Miracals?
Miracals, boys, you ready? Absolutely. Count it down.
Friends, how many of us have them?
Just sit around playing 64. Can you go slow? I'm tired of losing. Can you go slow? Can you let me win? Obvious. Cause I don't want to be your friend. No, we could never be friends. Waiting at your door. Can you go slow? I'm tired of losing. Can you go slow? Can you let me win? Win, win, win. Don't you know I would never?
Thank you guys so much. That was great. The Miracals, look out for them. They're young, but they're hungry. They got college degrees.
And no money.
Thanks again. We are The Weekly Comment. We'll be back next week. Tamara Conniff will be here, and we will see you next time. Thank you guys so much.